Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Three Ring Circus. Let's go. We have a very average guest today. Nothing all that special, but he's definitely here and in studio. D-Line Co.
Yeah!
My God, guys. Wow. To say that was a warm welcome would be insulting to the word warm. I feel great. I'm ready to do this. I love the Denver Broncos, and it's fun to finally be on the Broncos set. Like, it's weird. I don't know what to do. Like, are there rules here? How does this work?
Usually if you're doing a show with me and we're talking Broncos, we're also drinking a lot.
Well, let's go. I'm when in Rome, fellas.
Well, I was concerned about putting the buff next to the Ram, and I was rightfully concerned.
They're in separate chairs. It's okay.
Yeah,
That's true.
Me and Eric butt heads on that about as little as we possibly could.
We spent the first year of our time together arguing about Rams versus Buffs, and then we were like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
We were like, wow, no one won this argument. And we
Yeah.
both look worse for it, and neither one of us is happy, and no one around us is happy.
Well, let's face it. With all respect to Buffs Rams, it's not exactly Michigan, Ohio State here.
All right, Mase. We get it. All right, we understand. We understand the issue.
We can talk about the champs of Colorado, though. DU Pioneers.
Yes,
Let's go,
DU.
Let's go.
Best collegiate program in Colorado history, other than CU Ski.
How many
Jeremy
national
Bloom.
championships?
I actually think DU Kale, didn't you tell me that DU actually has more skiing national championships?
If you count Nordic, yes.
Everyone knows we don't count Nordic.
Nordic?
Okay.
What?
How many schools have skiing teams, though?
You know,
All of them in Colorado, pretty much.
it
So
doesn't
7 or
really
something.
matter all that much. All I know is we're the best or close to it every year. No, but 9 national championships for DU is actually incredible. And I take pride in that.
Yeah.
We're allowed to. This is the thing. It's like anything that says the name of a place that you live or that you live close enough that you can consider it a place you live, you're allowed to absorb that glory and then reject the failure.
Yes.
So you take pride in CU. You take pride
I could
in
not be
CSU.
more
Makes
proud
sense.
of CU skiing team.
And oh, by the way, to resolve this, DU has the most team skiing championships, 24. CU has the most individual with 95.
All right.
So we're calling it a split decision here.
So I see that
I'll allow
Mase actually pulled that up from Wikipedia, just FYI. I'm amazed, though, he didn't just pull that from his brain.
I didn't even. Well, that's why I'm like, how many schools are there in skiing? 32.
Well, I mean, that's
Yeah,
the reasonable thing, Wikipedia. But I
Yeah.
was like, I bet he just knows this.
No, if I don't know, I know how to find stuff. That's,
Yeah, cool.
the gift. It's you guys ever see the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Sure,
the third
of
Indiana
course.
Jones movie.
Sure.
Okay. You remember
Classic.
how they have to go back to Berlin and retrieve the Grail Diary?
Yeah.
And Indiana's like, well, how do you not remember? Well, I wrote it down so I don't have to remember.
Yeah.
I wrote it in the diary. I don't carry everything in my head.
Oh.
But I know where to find it.
You carry everything on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, I'm 100 years old. When I was in high school, we would just go to restaurants, and the whole time would be just people arguing about facts. Who was in a movie? Was this guy in a movie? You're like, that guy wasn't in that
What a
goddamn movie.
terrible
You're an idiot.
distance.
Yeah,
Terrible. Now, so now
yeah.
all we do, like now we have access to all of
Wait,
human
so
knowledge.
how would you end up solving those?
You wouldn't.
Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds like the CU-CSU.
Yeah, you'd be like, man, who was that guy? Who was
You
in that
just be
movie?
grunting.
Yeah, basically. And
Like,
then
Todd
you,
Helen hit 373.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Yeah.
no, dude, he hit 372.
Yeah, with no reference material. That's how it went back in
Oh,
the day.
gosh.
It was rough. It was not
High
good.
school sounds fun.
Also,
It was
while we're on
good
the subject, this is my biggest question. How did you meet up with people at places?
You had to make plans.
But-
or here are the scenarios. As far as like a group of
Were
friends are
people, you
concerned,
just couldn't be late back then?
you had to decide how important that person was to the group. They could very easily be left behind. But like you'd have to be like, all right, we're going to meet at this house, and then we're going to do this. And everyone you had to synchronize watches, things like
There's
that.
traffic on one of the routes. No, how do you know?
But here's how this works: is if like you're not part of the plan, it's Friday, your friends are hanging out somewhere, and you would just call a house, and then a person that didn't own that phone would answer, and then have to identify who that person was. And you'd be like, "Is Drew there?" And they'd be like, "No." Do you know where they are? No, you'd be like, God damn it. And you would call around houses, and if things really fell apart, you just start driving to houses you might think they were at.
Wow.
What
But
a
how
life.
would you know how to get there without
With
the
a GPS? Well,
Yeah.
you did.
We got to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, it was Fort Collins. There were like 7 streets.
Okay,
all the
okay.
same, you're not wrong. You did get lost all the time. It was a bad time. Things were bad.
I'm
We
like,
just didn't know how bad it was until now.
I don't want to continue this, but my whole thing is like, if you wanted to meet up with someone at the Rock, like I'm going to the Rockies game tonight. If I wanted to meet up with someone there, I'd be like, okay,
Go to the
meet
player
at
statue.
section 119
Yes.
at 6:45 p.m.
Yes.
And then like, if for some reason you didn't make it there, then your friend would just think like, oh, he
Toast.
blew me off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Crazy.
That's
And then there's no
welcome
just
to high school for
there's
me.
no just running into people at the game there. Too.
Well, it's fitting that we're going in the time machine here because you have to go in the time machine to get to a time when the Broncos brand was good.
Oh, boy.
And not the brand itself, but the look of the brand.
The visual brand.
and
I
kind
think
of the brand.
there are
itself.
people who disagree with this, and I sympathize with that because like Eric doesn't like the Avs brand, but I only associate it with championships and success, so like it just looks amazing to me. And I think a lot of people feel that way about this Broncos brand. Obviously, they never won Super Bowls until they got here, but I think everyone on this panel agrees that it doesn't look great.
Right.
Very 1990s.
Yes.
You could say that for the
But
Avs
not
as
in
well.
a good way, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Vancouver
as well.
Grizzlies or
Yeah.
something.
Though you're talking about the current pointy horse?
Yeah, like the one
Yeah,
that's right
yeah,
there
yeah.
on the
The-
helmet.
The big swooshes.
The pointy,
It's-
swooshy horse.
It's had its time.
Yes.
See, this is the issue. You should have a logo and an identity for your team that its time is all time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the team, every time I come on one of these shows, I go like, well,
You have to
look
talk
at-
about teams that we hate.
yes, but
The
you
rest
look
of
at
the
like
AFC West look their logos. I mean, basically,
Yeah.
they're the same logos since the 1960s.
Yeah.
yes. If you think about like the Bulls have a great logo, the Knicks have a great logo, all of the sports logos that the Yankees have a
Are
good
you a
logo.
fan of this one? This is a Hartford.
The
Whalers.
Hartford Whalers. have a
I
great,
wore
is-
this kind of for you
Oh.
because this is an example of the best use of negative space
This is
ever on a logo.
Yes, it is. It
Yeah.
is a W and an H. I don't know if you've seen that. The negative space makes
Yeah.
the H. The building up to the whale
You
tail.
got the whale tail.
What about that? There's a Washington Capitals one where the negative space is like an eagle, but the negative space makes the Capitol building.
Yes.
Yes, I
That
love
slaps.
that.
That
That's
slaps.
beautiful.
Yes.
We might be giving away stuff from the third segment.
Guys, cool out. Would you please?
You're right. I mean, if you just think of this stuff, it's like the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Lakers. It's like teams that we hate, but we hate them because they're good and their brands have lasted because they were good, but also because the brands are really good.
And they're so dominant, they're never going to change.
Yes.
There are things about what makes a good brand. Obviously, is it's multifaceted. When you're talking about sports teams and what it actually connotates to the people looking at it, the people who want to wear it, the people who want to make it part of their identity. A lot of, I mean, like nostalgia is a huge part of it. Like RK says for the Avalanche, like it objectively is an ugly logo. It came into a time when computers overtook design. So computer aided design really took hold in the 90s.
Yeah.
And people were just sort of like looking for what they could do versus what they should do. So things were like really complicated, and for some reason they got really into very pointy shapes in the 90s. The Bronco logo is super pointy, and for me, like as I'm going through, like when I go through and make things now, I try to make things as imperfect as I possibly can while still making sure it's understood that that's intentional. Like it has to be really thoughtful but not symmetrical and not like perfect, because then it looks like a machine made it as opposed to a human being. So I always think about like when I'm making stuff like, okay, cool, like could an 80-year-old seamstress make this on sew this onto a hat in the 1920s in a sweatshop in Brooklyn, New York? Like if they could, that's a great logo. That's probably going to stand the test of time. But if it's stuff that's like, they're just like, oh, what if you put a swoosh and it's like, okay, like calm down. Like,
I'm going
calm
to
down.
incorporate that into my life. No. It's designed not to be perfect.
Yes.
So don't come
That,
at
like
me for that.
when I draw
Yeah.
stuff, I'll make something and then I'll go back and I'll hand draw it, so it's kind of effed up. Like if like Nux, our mascot, there's no straight lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you lose the
Yeah.
soul when it gets.
Yes,
I mean,
the,
like
the human is removed.
take the Miami Dolphins gradual rebrand
Yes.
over the years. Like
Broncos.
they went from the dolphin in front of the sunburst, and then in the 90s you got the computers involved. They tried to make it look mean, gave the dolphin kind of a snarl, And then they end up with what they have now, which looks like it's something out of a mutual funds company.
Yes.
Sun Trust or something.
Yes. It's
yes.
awful.
Yeah.
Yes. So soul is big when it comes to sports design.
And I think it goes to a thing that's happening right now where, like, I say this all the time. I think authenticity has never been more valuable, and especially with this generation. And I think it's why everyone longs for the older logos, because they look authentic. They look real.
Yes.
And that leads to the Broncos, where it's like everyone loves the old D.
Look at the players when we see them, often walking in wearing an old school hat and all. It's like I think it would be interesting to kind of survey the players, because based on kind of what we see at press conferences, I think if you gave players the choice of the D or the horse head, I think most would probably choose the D.
Oh, it'd be like
I think most
98%.
fans would as well.
Fans would as well. And if you look at it, like, we've got one right here. It is incredibly imperfect.
Oh,
Look
it's
at the legs.
dude.
The
It's
legs are so skinny.
It's not imperfect. It's like downright amateurish.
It kind of is.
Right.
So much old sports design is basically outsider art. Like, you look at the way that feet are drawn, like on Maxie the Miner, you're like, what were you looking? Had you seen feet before? Like,
They're like little, like, pointy.
they're like pointy. They're shaped like eights, and you're like, all right. But it just kind of is, and there's such a charm to that it was like not. Like, I don't know, it was just like somebody in the organization did it. It was, and they were like,
Like a fan submitted it.
yeah, and it has like a weird story of how it came to be, and then how it took hold, and how it actually became to mean more than it was. And a lot of like, so just like my background in general, I know most people know that I'm just like an idiot that talks about basketball or draws dumb cartoons. Like, what I really am is a brand guy. Like, I make brands. This is how I know everybody here.
That's how we have a good brand.
That's how we have a good brand. But like, really, at the end of the day, like, your logo is one thing, and then if you have something that is of quality associated with it, it makes the logo itself elevate in quality. So the first Google logo is the worst logo ever made in the history of the world. It is Times New Roman, and it says Google with different color O's, and it's like the stupidest thing you've ever seen. But then Google was a really good product, so then that gave quality to the logo. They obviously rebranded later, but it changes the perception. So you can have like a logo that looks like a child drew it, but it's associated with a professional level sports team that embraces it and acts as though it was done intentionally. Yep. It gives it a sense of quality, and then it becomes beloved, and it becomes endeared or endears itself to people because it is truthful and it is soulful, and it doesn't feel like it came out of a boardroom.
Or you have the opposite of the Avs, and I'm thinking about the Avs because there's a replay of the Avs game on right now in the background. But like, to me, that is, I associate that logo in my brain with dominant hockey.
Yep.
And so, like, that's just what I think of when I think of hockey.
And it's interesting, like, this is a replay of the game against the Devils. And that is the New Jersey Devil is a logo, is one I absolutely love. And it's got the little devil horns at the top of the J, the little devil tail at the bottom.
Yeah.
It says everything in that logo
while being pretty simple.
And you get the seamstress in Brooklyn. My test is the 8-year-old sitting doodling in class.
Yeah, that's cool.
Can they draw? Because that was me. I would sit there and I was in Virginia, and Washington, under a former nickname, that was the team back then, and that was an incredibly intricate logo, even though it was old school, and it was really hard to draw, but I could sit there and draw like the horseshoe on the Colts, or I could draw like the Philadelphia Eagle wing, and that kind of thing.
Well, to be fair to both of those points, though, that Denver D with the horse, that's really tough to draw as an 8-year-old. It's tough to draw as a 30-year-old. It's really tough for a seamstress to put that together.
Oh,
too. Now the D itself,
but it's not so it's not precise. It's not precise. Like, it can be fucked up. Like, it's okay. Like, like if you're drawing the D and you just like have a horse popping, it's fine. Like, you don't need to. I'm just saying, like, this is why imperfection in design, specifically for these old brands that carry through, is actually powerful more so than it being a drawback.
Here's why it hits for me. Nowhere on the Denver Broncos uniform does it say Denver.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it that says Denver. Literally.
Remember the time that it came about, too, when the Broncos and Pat Bowlen were trying to get a ballot initiative passed
to make the Colorado,
to get a new stadium, And there were people that were upset when the entire branding package, because remember the word mark was Broncos and then Denver in teeny tiny
I don't
letters.
remember this.
And there were people paranoid that, they could just easily make that Los Angeles and no one bat an eye.
The D is the one thing about the Broncos that says Denver.
Yep.
And to me, that's why it hits different.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's us. That's our team. And you can very clearly tell that. If you just took the current Broncos uniform, showed it to an alien, and said, where does this team play? They would have literally no idea. There's nothing that they could, they couldn't use any sort of formula to try and deduct where that team came from. At least with the D, you could be like, Denver,
You'd be like,
Dallas, Des
Horses,
Moines,
Kentucky.
Delaware. But you know what I'm saying.
Danvers?
And so, okay, so let's jump into what we're going to do here, which is we're going to try to rebrand the Broncos. Mase, Zach, and I have all brought our favorite thing that we've seen on the internet
Sure.
that represents.
I've never seen one of these on the internet before. A rebrand of the Broncos?
You should.
People don't tag you in these?
I wish you
First
would
time.
make these.
I make stuff for us.
I know, but I like
You make
them.
stuff. Wait,
I
you
want
make,
you
think-
to do it.
did I hear you say make stuff for Russ?
Oh, that's right. That's
Like,
right.
here's the thing. I don't have the art ability to do something. But like, I have ideas, and mine, the stuff that will come up with me, I've got other things that I couldn't really find. But like, I would need an expert to kind of help me bring some of the ideas I have to realization.
There's one sitting right next to you.
That's that's the role Eric plays in my life.
Yeah, I might have to.
true.
I might have to get him to work on something, but not like he's got a million things on his plate, so I
Yeah.
don't want to add another thing.
Right.
Nobody
You don't
cares.
just get
No
to
one
make
cares
things
about my
to
plate.
post on your own.
I do. I see a new design. I'm like, oh my god, does Eric ever sleep?
Thank you. No, I don't. All right, let's go.
All right, so let's go. Let's start with Zach. Zach, what did you bring to the table here? Is your favorite online? And we're gonna kind of like work on this and tweak it to try and make what we think should be the next Broncos brand. Because I have a very big hunch that a new owner comes in and brings with them a new brand.
Yeah.
It's clearly overdue. Nike has been talking about this since they took the NFL deal, which was what, 2015.
Yep.
2012.
Okay,
It's been 10 years.
Oh my God, it's been 10 years, and the Broncos were all the way going back to 2012. Were supposedly high on their list. Now it hasn't happened, and Joe Ellis has told us, "I'm not going to do anything before a new owner comes in. I think a new owner comes in and gives this team a new brand. So let's try to build what we think it could or should look like." Based off of taking things we've seen on the internet and tweaking them a little bit.
Well, there's no building. This is just it right here. Nothing needs to be changed here. And it does incorporate the old school D. Has that light blue helmet with it, which I absolutely love. And then, of course, the orange jersey. You got to have that. And then I love the blue sleeves coming out from underneath, too.
Well, that's
That's
a
a personal
personal
preference.
choice. Yeah.
There's every redesign has that, but that's part of the jersey though. Is getting that if the players want that to all be uniform. See, look, Justin Simmons has the blue sleeve too there. I love this one.
All right, let's. I have a hunch about something here, so let's go through all of them and then talk about it at the end. Let's go to Mace's now. Mace, what did you bring here?
All right, well, it's a little complicated here because I'm okay if they keep the navy. The light blue is fine, but
This
first
is
of
gonna be
all,
a conversation.
I want to see orange pants,
Orange
not with an
pants.
orange jersey though. I want to see him with a white jersey. And then Kale, could you cue up the Syracuse one that I? Okay.
And that's a really good comment
Okay.
from Bree. I had a really hard time finding the origins
Yes,
of where
yes,
these
me
redesigns
too,
came from.
me
I
too.
want to credit those people. So Marcus Boggs, shout
Yeah,
out to, I
yeah.
think he's made the Justin Simmons one. I'm
Yeah.
guessing. That's like maybe the most
Yeah.
popular one out there.
Yeah, that one was from Mile High. I think what was it, Mile High Memories or Mile High something. So
Okay.
I forget. This one is just a picture, but I'm not a
What are
fan
we
of the
looking at?
orange helmet. We're looking at Syracuse.
Okay.
I am a fan of an alternate look, having blue jerseys and orange pants. This is a look that Syracuse has had in various forms for many years. I would love in Florida to see it with a lighter blue. Can we get the Florida Gator picture?
This is the true.
If you go with a lighter
is what
blue,
you're really
picture
being
a shade
inspired by.
lighter than that, and you have it with the light blue.
Got to go with the orange helmet though. in my opinion.
Okay, I'd be fine with an alternate. You can have fun with this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about kind of an alternate look here.
Yep.
Orange jersey should be the primary one, but I would love an orange, blue, orange like that as an alternate would, I think, absolutely kill.
Awesome.
And I think the blue that we're talking about is the one of the helmet. At least that's the one I like. I like the light blue.
Let's keep going. Let's go to mine here. And yes, there's a very obvious trend happening here, but that's the only one I submitted. I love this look, and it really. So here's the theme. Everyone wants the old D back.
Yep.
Everyone likes the very simple stripe patterns that you have on the current Color Rush uniform, and we, forget the orange on orange. It's just a good look in terms of simple stripes. The old D, you combine that. So I really think it comes down to one thing: royal blue or navy blue.
And actually, there are two blues in the minimum two blues that the old helmet takes on. There's the earliest ones have like a really light blue, which I don't care for.
Yeah.
The closer to royal, which is the evolution of it.
Like your hat.
More in here, yeah. I mean, this is I have a bunch of Bronco stuff. I don't own a single thing with that current logo on it.
I don't either.
Not one thing.
I do, but not much.
Yeah, so I mean, I am a fan of all of the cities or all of the teams in a city having some consciousness of one another and having some relationship to one another, like we see in Pittsburgh. Black and yellow, everybody black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I want this color to be the color for Denver, Colorado. We've got it with the Nuggets. Avalanche has some version of it also.
Close. Yeah.
The only team that's not adhering to this is the Colorado Rockies.
Theirs is really good.
Theirs is good, but if the thing is like, typically speaking, if you see somebody that is a fan of all four of the sports representing them at the same time, they look like a clown.
Yes.
Walking around with a
Rockies
hat and a Avalanche and and an orange and navy and like maroon and like all of these things look so terrible. So I would love if all of the teams could just sort of get together and be like, all right, let's kind of like elevate this blue. Like this is the Denver blue.
Here's the solution. The MLB is now doing the City Connect.
Yeah, brother. Let's
uniforms.
go.
Give it to us in that color.
Let's go.
I love that.
This is my official submission to the city of Denver. This is our color, royal blue.
All right, how do you feel about state flag type use?
Meaning like grafting the Colorado flag onto
CSU with the alternate uniforms that are based off the state
You
flag.
mean the all Colorado high school team? That's what it looks like to me.
To me, they didn't like. It's a fine idea, but they just didn't take it far enough. I
think the Rapids did it better
when
when they used the state flag.
that.
There are examples for almost every team where they just sort of like try to do the thing where you just put the Colorado flag on something and everybody like flies into a mania because the Colorado brand became so cool.
That kind of went away.
It did.
It had like a 10-year run.
It did. You'll note that there's not a single example of that in our DNVR branding, which is based on the city of Denver, which has the Colorado colors in it. Because yes, I did not. We've never done anything.
Yeah,
like that.
it's kind of played out at this point. I will say the Nuggets Mile High City uniforms has like a cool like a nod to it without being so direct.
Yes.
And I like that
Just
a lot.
gluing the flag onto stuff, like I'm not in favor of ever. Like, what are we doing?
So wait, did we decide navy or royal?
I'm going to push back on this. And here's why. I actually sympathize with the people who say, why would we go back to a uniform that has only brought us pain?
Right.
When this uniform has, for the most part, brought joy and, exhilaration.
They won 4 AFC titles with it.
Yeah, but it was utter.
And then what happened?
Yeah, but I mean, pain is like the Atlanta Falcons, okay, with
Fine.
their old Falcon, and I think the Falcons with their old Falcon that they had until 1990 in 89, 24 years they won one playoff game.
But there's
the Buccaneers with their old Bucko Bruce logo, and people think lovingly of that now. But that's pain. I'm sorry. What you guys had in Denver, going to 4 Super Bowls. We would have cut in Tampa. We would have cut off our pinky for that.
I will tell you this.
I wish you had.
The Broncos have never inflicted more pain on me.
Yeah, it's true.
Than Super Bowl 48.
Yeah, it was
So
painful.
losing at the very end is the most painful thing that can happen.
Flying high
Well,
and
at least
falling
You got
far.
the-
So
you won a
that-
lot of games along the way.
Yes.
That pain though happened with these uniforms.
Okay, so
the
mine
pain
saying-
of the last 6 years happened with these. Remember John Elway? He won a Super Bowl on defense in Super Bowl 50, and he said, "I'm just going to keep doing the same thing, and it just doesn't
Well,
work.
Okay, so
hold on,
It's
though.
why
not
we're going
because
to-
of the jersey.
It's
We're
the
going-
orange, and remember for Super Bowl 50 when the Broncos had jersey choice against Carolina,
This is literally the most heated discussion I've ever
the
heard.
Broncos chose to wear white. Now
Upset.
there was a double reason there because Carolina had never won a playoff game wearing black. They were, I want to say at that moment they were 0-2 wearing black jerseys in the playoffs, and the Broncos had never won a Super Bowl wearing orange, and that's why. We're gonna choose to wear white.
Dude,
So they
I'm-
have to
Super
wear
Bowl
black.
50, right?
And we won't
it was
wear
both.
See, this is what
Yeah.
this is what I find myself running into all the time is discussions of aesthetics versus vibes.
Okay. Yes.
So I think
Here's
what
what I
we
wanna
hit on
say
is
is-
just don't wear orange in the Super Bowl.
What I want to say is just merge.
Oh,
You're taking the beautiful design of
Sure.
the old D combined with the power that the Broncos harnessed by going to a stronger, deeper, darker color in navy. Bring them together in
Dude,
harmony.
nostalgia
It still looks amazing.
So the color rush, but with white pants
And
instead of
I
orange
can tell
pants.
people it wasn't the weird logo that brought us to Super Bowls. It was the navy blue, and we still have it.
oh man.
So you
Hey.
think the navy should be the primary color?
Yes, I think it's the best.
What do you think about my
It's
grand
too similar.
alternate,
It's
not-
too similar.
not
Do something
primary.
different.
Yeah.
Do
Stop.
something. You're doing a rebrand. Go different.
But what about my grand
If we're going different, we
unification
might as well just
concept?
go to black and gold, the two best combinations of
Well,
colors in the world.
then you're also breaking Eric's great idea.
My grand
of
unification.
combining colors. Yes, of the great unification. You gotta have
The-
that.
this is
navy just
people-
looks better.
this is the
People- I
true.
don't think so. What color of hats do people like more? I think they like those way more than
it's
a navy
only
Broncos
because
hat.
of the
It's a-
brand,
it's a
the
throwback
old
thing.
school
I don't
feeling.
well, then have it. That's what people want. You're admitting that people want that, so give it to them.
I
Well,
think we
but so-
can give them what they want while updating it. I'll let you
I
talk.
I understand. Listen. I'm the professional here. I'm gonna pipe down, all right? Let me just make a little sense of this. So what I'm hearing, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is that
You're never wrong.
at the end of the day, all we're looking for are vibes. And it doesn't really matter
Amen.
how we get there, but if we can harness the nostalgia vibes
Yes.
with the powerful on-field
Championship
performance
vibes.
vibes, and we combine them into one massive D,
Yes.
then we'll all win in the end. I love it. Listen, I mean, unfortunately, you're wrong because of the
Thank
grand
you.
unification
Thank
that
you.
I came
Thank
up with,
you.
the
Thank you.
singularity.
Thank you.
All
Yeah.
the same, great thoughts. I love them.
I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Go all the way back and just go with the royal in orange with the D, or merge nostalgia vibes with championship vibes. To create the ultimate
And Bree
vibe.
is saying that orange is the primary color. We know, but this is the part. The orange is the same. It's
The
always
orange is
the
staying.
orange. We're not talking about. There's no quarrel with orange.
Yep. Even though it's just an okay color.
It really does. Orange is one of the worst colors to wear. Just
Tough.
Oh,
But
of course,
as
of
a
course.
human.
Yep.
But there are very few better crowd visuals than
Perfect.
Mile High
Yes.
on a Sunday.
100%.
Everyone wearing orange. That's powerful. Like
Haven't
Yes.
seen that in a
navy
while.
just doesn't have that same
Not at all. It's muted.
pop at all.
When I think of
so true.
the
Yeah.
Broncos hosting a playoff game this year, that's exactly the visual I have in my head: is orange pom poms. Everyone's wearing orange.
An orange out. Yep, exactly. My mom would never buy me any Broncos stuff. My mom, she wouldn't buy it for me or my dad. That was orange because she said it's awful. I'm not going to buy you that.
It's tough. It's tough to pull
Wait.
off.
Orange is for
Wait,
in stadium.
Your
color.
and your dad and didn't your dad just go to the store and buy orange himself?
No.
I'm sorry. Like if I get I don't like that. I'm buying it myself.
It's
I don't
kind
care.
of true though. Like
My wife hates
Everyone-
this sweatsuit, but I'm wearing it because I like it.
everyone else.
My,
Hell yeah, dude.
my daughter likes it. Like,
Hell yeah.
Comments love it.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, orange is a stadium color. Like
Stadium color,
everyone,
baby.
we all just
And
feel
we
like
own
we
that.
we all just pretend like we don't know. It's kind of tough to pull off one day a week, and everyone just gets to wear their sweet orange shirts, and and it looks dope.
It is a defiance. It is saying we don't care what we look like. There's a lot of us. We are loud. We are bright. You don't like it. We don't care. but it's the secondary color that you can fall back on in normal life, everyday living, the unification. I hate to keep bringing this up, but
doesn't it make it even better though that it's that annoying? And
Yes,
so
that's the
that
point.
When you wear it, you're intentionally
Yes,
you're not
loud.
just casually wearing a
Saying,
black
look at me, I'm a
shirt.
Broncos fan.
Exactly, like me. I'm not supporting CU by wearing black today, but if I was wearing all orange, it'd be tough for me not to be supporting the Broncos in that.
Well, the other
Really-
thing
really
also,
point.
it's funny, like the everyday thing. Look at the starter jackets from the 80s for the
Yep.
Broncos. They weren't orange, they were blue.
Yep.
And
It's hard, as a man who frequently chooses things for people to wear, and the color of which is constantly a question.
Yeah.
I will say orange is difficult to work with.
Yes.
It is difficult. I
have
will
it-
make
I
something.
think we got an idea coming for a shirt, all orange.
I will make something and I will put it on orange. I will put it in the Slack and I will get a
Yeah, how is
teeth
that
suck
spelled?
via tech. It'll be like a.
Is it just?
It's always a. Is that the color we're thinking? Is
It's
that
like
the
the
color we're
opposite
thinking?
of S. It's like you you're sucking in an S.
Is it like C's? A lot of C's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, it'll be
Yeah.
like the concept will be like orange out, and I'll be like, I'll put it on orange. They're like, are we thinking orange for that?
Not orange. Let's put it on black.
Let's do
orange
an
is a-
orange
yeah.
out, but not on
It's
orange.
a good tie color, right?
Yes.
Like it's a
yes.
good
The
pocket
Broncos
square color.
love
It's a good
the orange
t-shirt
tie.
color
Yes, it is.
under a hoodie. It's
Accent.
an accent.
I don't like when CU fans wear gold shirts.
Yeah.
I'm like,
The secondary.
It's the best secondary color. It makes no
Right.
sense as a preference.
But I still want it on the jerseys. But that's
course.
different. But that's different than Monday through Saturday.
Exactly. All right, we're all in
Have we
agreement on
solved anything?
that. I
No.
think we solved
Yeah,
everything.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Let's go!
You know what we
Yeah.
did? We unified.
You know what? I've never felt more unified in my entire life.
We haven't unified because we haven't got the Rockies to unify.
The Rockies have the coolest.
They do have the
one, though.
But they
coolest.
can't. I mean, I agree. I love purple,
I'm also
black, and silver. I don't want them to
slaps.
change.
me too. I'm
yeah.
also fine with them not being a part of the main.
The other thing is
the
also
first place Rockies? How could you
They
say
are
that?
still just their ties.
And also,
Wow.
I don't need unification
Get outta
because,
here.
like, I've been in Wisconsin enough. Wisconsin, the Badgers are red. The Packers are
combination
green
of
and
colors
gold.
Oh,
The Brewers are kind of
green
navy
and
and yellow. And then the Bucks are
brown
green and cream and blue, and they've
Basically
got all
everything-
sorts of
That's
stuff
tough.
going on.
That's
Basically,
Kansas
everything
City,
in that
though.
area can be boiled down to a condiment. I'm hearing. Like it's
Ketchup.
ketchup, relish, mustard,
Yeah.
hot dog. I know how this
Yeah,
people.
that
I mean, that
works.
seems like the
That
lifestyle.
hits in the
That
Midwest.
seems like the
Yeah,
lifestyle
it's, I mean,
there.
the sausage. You know, if you just all you want is something you can put on a sausage. And maybe
That's the great unifier.
I've got some Usinger's
sausage.
bratwurst in my fridge
Well,
right now.
If you like sausage, we're having a huge party at the DNVR bar.
Are you saying there's gonna
Hey,
be?
now.
Are you saying that in a food?
No, he's
sense,
not.
or
Let that one wash
Read
over
it
you.
any way you want it to.
No, but seriously, come one, come all. It is going to be unreal here tomorrow. Like, I truly believe we are going to reach vibes never before seen. in this
vibes
bar
unheard
tomorrow.
of.
Obviously, Nuggets starting their playoff run tomorrow against the Warriors. At the same time, there's also an Avs game, which we are doing a takeover of the Avs game. And there's going to be a time there where there's like an overlap, but we are super prepared for it. We've got beer tubs, so
Ooh.
making sure no one goes thirsty. Pack those things with ice. You can go up there. I've confirmed it's not only cash, which is nice.
Oh, dope.
Because I'm like, oh, nice, a beer tub. And then I'm like, you need cash? What is this, 1945? But
That's when the D logo was around.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be incredible here. Make sure you come hang out. And if you don't come tomorrow, just come at some point during the playoffs, and your life will be changed.
And get in on DraftKings. If you bet $5, you will win $150 if you hit one of the play-in games tonight.
Don't you not even have to hit it?
You don't even have to hit
You
it.
just have to play.
You just have to play.
Yeah.
Wow. So even better, bet $5 tonight on a game, and you will get $150 in free bets to start your account over at DraftKings Sportsbook. And DraftKings Sportsbook makes it so easy to deposit and withdraw your money at any time. So head to the App Store now, download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to get this great offer. Start your account with $150 in free bets over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. New new customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Also want to talk about Athletic Greens. A lot of people on the DNVR staff have been using Athletic Greens. It's been a great way to get necessary nutrients and vitamins very quickly. If you don't have the time to go and have fruits and vegetables out the wazoo, you get it at Athletic Greens. You get a spoonful of it, put it in a cup of water, stir it up or shake it up if you've got their container, and you're good to go. You're going to get all the nutrients. You're going to get energy. You're going to get better gut health. You're going to get an optimized immune system. If you don't like taking vitamins, this is a great way to drink your vitamins, and it tastes great as well. A lot of people, like I said, on the DNVR staff have been using it, and they absolutely love it, and you'll probably love it as well if you check that out as I go in and I get the...
It's great for wazoo health also.
Wazoo, that's a great point.
What is
Wazoo.
What?
You took us.
He said fruits out
I was
the
thinking
wazoo.
of Washington State.
Oh, wow.
Wazoo.
I
Yes.
was thinking of the Whalers, the Wazoo Whalers.
Yeah. Anyway, to check the Wazoo Whalers.
Your
Yeah,
hat.
big team.
I don't know.
All right. Well, and to make it easy, Athletic Greens will give you a chance to get a 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Broncos. That's athleticgreens.com/Broncos, and get your first shipment of stuff from Athletic Greens, and you'll get a 1-year supply of vitamin D that'll support your immune system, and for 5 free travel packs. So if you travel, you can still take that Athletic Greens stuff with you. Check it out. That's athleticgreens.com/Broncos to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
That's how you get the AG glow.
By the way, there was one thing that we were talking about, other uniforms. What do you guys think of the city mixtape Nuggets uniform this year?
I like it a lot.
Okay.
I came around on it. There was originally the way it was presented I thought it was presented poorly because the diamonds on the side look very intrusive until they're on the court, in which I
You
don't.
have arms covering them.
Exactly, the arms kind of hang down, and I think it looks great, and I absolutely love the Denver mark across the chest.
I love everything about it. The word mark. I love the triangles and the diamonds, harkening back to even the Denver Rockets. The rainbow, even the little touch of Columbine blue. The reason why I bring that up is the one thing that I really couldn't get that I would love to see somewhere on a new Bronco uniform is elements of the past. Like even if it's like a vertical stripe pattern kind of on the inside collar.
Right.
Just something where you can look at the uniform and say, well, this is a nod to our origins. This is a nod to, the maybe like even have like a uniform that's got shoulder stripes, have a nod to the 60s and that sort of thing, to kind of have something that celebrates every kind of all the eras of Denver history, even the current one as well.
Yeah. You know what's really good about that new Nuggets uniform? Navy.
Oh,
Hey.
no, it's actually like a really dark navy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It feels more saturated.
Like
Yeah.
that I just adore that uniform.
I think it's really great
Yeah.
too. I came around on it for sure.
Yeah, I think it's overrated because of the Navy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like a 6 out of 10 on it.
Yeah, there we go.
Eric is
I got
still-
the professional on my
I'm still on the
side.
show.
There we go.
I'm a ghost.
I was gonna say you can't see Eric, but you can hear him right now. In a second, are we gonna be able to, or are we just gonna see his art?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's very imperfect drawing of DNVR draws.
Kale did that.
Yeah,
You should
Kale,
honor it.
you nailed it.
I like it. It's flawed. It's organic.
Yes, exactly.
It looks like an 8-year-old did it.
A lot of people say that about me. I don't like that guy. He's flawed and organic.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump in here. If you don't know DNVR Draws, it's essentially, is it Pictionary?
Pictionary, yeah.
That's the game.
I don't
Eric,
know we can't probably say that name. We're probably already in trouble.
it's
Dictionary
redact.
TM.
Redact that. Eric's going to draw. We have to guess what it is. It's a very simple game. I assume these things will likely be Broncos and or football themed.
Yes, guys. The theme is the Denver Broncos.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
I can write that down.
We're familiar with
Can
the
we
theme.
get the origin?
The origin, as I understand, I'll check with Mase. I believe Denver, Colorado.
Okay.
Okay,
Football.
all right.
Okay. Football.
So this is just
Football?
something. These are basically just something that has happened in the world of the Broncos.
All right.
And this is a game.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
competitive.
You need to
Scream it out.
You need
when
to,
you know.
yeah. I should. Oh, what is the penalty? Do I get a tweet from one of your accounts if you lose?
Yeah, this is not the. This is
No,
not the
if that's the case, I'm not playing. If that's the case, I'm not playing.
There's too many professionals around here who care about these things.
All right,
I'll never forget when I tweeted from Spencer's account, Nikola Jokic is overrated. He still gets quote tweeted on it.
Wow.
I'm like, bro, you can delete that. You're making me feel bad that you're getting dunked on about that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I tweeted that Rudo, from Rudo's account, that he thought that hockey would be better if it was played on butter instead of ice.
Wow.
And everybody was
That
like,
probably hits right in the hockey
like
community.
that.
everyone was like, what?
And then Aaron Rodgers was like, no, ghee instead.
So frozen butter.
Listen, up to ask Rudo. I don't know.
Wait, so what would you tweet from our accounts if that was the
if
winning?
it was Zach, I would say something like, I don't know, like Hawaiian shirts suck, things like that. Things that were like clearly things you would tweet if you were in a hostage situation to let people know that it was not actually. I wouldn't. I never tweet in somebody's world to try and mess up people's long-held beliefs of them.
Oh,
just
you're
to sort of
you're very compassionate.
Well,
Listen.
that's what I was trying to do with the Jokic thing. Like, clearly Spencer would never think that Jokic was overrated, but it's still... People don't understand sarcasm or, like,
That's very
fake things
true.
on Twitter.
Yes.
There's so many jokes that I just don't make because I'm like, I don't want to deal with, like, 30 people not getting this. All right,
oh,
let's
game
jump
started. Let's go. All right, so...
It's a
quadrilateral. And
Russell Wilson moving.
Mile High Stadium. Mm-hmm. Empower Field at Mile High. Broncos Stadium.
Walmart Field.
Oh, Stadium Fire.
Stadium Fire! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Impressive.
I will. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Mace will count how many empty ones there are.
He will.
Okay, who got that?
That was me.
Oh, babe. It's
I'm
always
actually
okay.
anticipating that the next owner will no longer announce no-shows.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. The Broncos are the last team they do that.
But
Everyone
it's fun.
used to.
We get to boo.
Yeah.
It is,
I'm guessing that tradition's going to die.
Dang. Hopefully they don't bring back the fight song.
No, boy.
The fake fight song.
we're off. We're going.
We're
We're
going.
going to person.
It's,
an animal. Oh, the horse. The old
Bucky.
D horse.
Bucky the
Thunder.
horse.
Oh, wow.
No,
I still have it
that's
gone
a
there?
statue. That's Bucky, but riding a horse. Let's ride.
Ooh.
It's Let's Ride. Who got that?
That's all. That
Mace.
was Mace.
You SOB. Only one leg.
Impressive.
Getting that second one. Hold on.
That was good. Mace just like gave out his stream of consciousness there. And I liked that look inside his brain.
That's beautiful.
It's like riding a horse. Let's ride.
This is actually pretty good.
That's the whole point of the game, right? I mean,
I usually like to feel like I have it before I yell.
but it's not like Jeopardy.
No,
There's
you
no
just gotta
penalty
be-
for
You just got to be screaming out.
you gotta be blurting it because that's the whole point. Like you just blurt it out, right?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You just got to blur it out. All right,
Yeah.
ready?
Okay. It's round.
Brainchild.
Oh God.
Turkey.
Garrett Bowles. No.
Astronaut. Bradley Chubb.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Go,
It's all
baby.
tied at once.
Hold on. Just almost done here.
Nerve-wracking to get that first
I
one
got
out
to
of the
finish
way.
this before I can turn it into a shirt. So I got to finish it. Okay, you got legs, some sort of tube. It's
He's got a
astronaut.
tail.
Oh,
Is this a
that
furry
would've been
convention?
confusing.
This, you know what? This is a furry convention. Congratulations.
Wow.
Looks like Chuck E.
Okay,
Cheese. That looks like Chuck E. Cheese now when you put the little whiskers on it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, so what do we have? Does everyone
Ones
have one?
across the board.
Holy smokes! How many of these do I have to do? I think I'm
We're going until 3 p.m., so...
5.
No, we're not going to.
All right.
Let me. I just have to think of one. All right, how about this?
Figure eight. Infinity. To infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear. Drew Lock. Buzz Lockyer.
I'm like up a creek with this one. Hold on.
Infinite bathrooms, which is
Mister.
what Russell Wilson has in his new house.
Mr.
Mr. Unlimited. Wait,
yes!
was like-
that was me.
Ah,
No.
we gotta
not
go to the
even
tape on that.
close.
Whoa.
This was shameful on my part. I literally just wrote the first word because I couldn't think of how to draw it. I don't know who got it. I frankly, I don't care. I mean,
I'll give it to Zach as like a sympathy thing. I just feel bad for him.
This is an ill-gotten gain.
As you're sitting behind me, you feel bad.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I'm close to the screen, so I saw it before you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
That's like the waves of like light got to
Right,
your
right.
eyes before
Yep,
mine.
yep.
I'm too literal. I never would have turned Infinity into Unlimited. That's the problem.
Well, Mace, you're just gonna have to think a little bit outside the box. And this is
I'm
the
on the
last one.
spectrum,
This is the
that's
most
hard.
Those are
important.
synonyms.
This is the most important one there is. You guys ready for this?
Yes.
The theme is the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Narrows it down.
And let's go.
Pumpkin. Apple.
Apple. Orange. Orange Crush.
Orange Crush.
Wow.
It's Orange Crush. It's Orange Crush. I
Okay.
mean,
That actually, we need another one because we're tied at 2,
God damn it.
which gives me an opportunity to
Well,
get back
we
into
could
the
all
race.
be tied.
all right. Yeah.
That's
What was
orange
Crush
wheel?
going to be?
That was a really good orange.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, that was.
But
Thanks, bro.
you messed it up at
The-
the, end.
this-
But like
this-
initially, it was
Okay.
really good.
If
Yeah.
you've ever seen like the orange on the state of Florida license plates, it looks terrible. They ought to get you to draw that.
Oh, they can have this one. I'll send it to
Yeah.
give their email.
What are we doing?
Florida.
At the bottom here?
Yeah,
It's Florida@yahoo.com.
yeah.
At Hotmail,
Florida- no,
actually.
So we don't want the AOL.
Florida man at state.gov.fl.us.
Yeah.
All right, send it to me off. Let me think.
All right.
All right, just obviously have concepts here. I'm not
Think
certainly
about
not
things
looking
that-
around trying to come up with something.
Think
That's-
about things that involve the Denver Broncos.
Oh, all right, Denver Broncos. Okay, all right, ready? I only thought about this because I thought of the Denver Broncos.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
Okay.
good hint. Good hint.
All
RK.
right.
Okay, I've
A
definitely
car driving.
Mousetrap car.
I've done this one.
The drive.
Every time I've been on here.
go.
Let's
Drive.
go. It's
The drive.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you just win?
No, it's
God
tied
damn
at
it.
2.
It's 2-2-2.
Who has to get this?
You got to think.
Anyone now.
Anyone. We're all
This
tied.
is
It's
for
all
the
square
win.
now. We
all
got
right, all right. This one is about the Denver Broncos.
Oh, good, good.
All right, so
It's gonna be more angry.
oh man, do I even know about the Denver Broncos? What about how about this? Ready?
Football.
It's football.
Yes!
Congratulations, Zach. How did you know, dude?
Oh, my God.
That was so climactic.
It was just for football.
So now, do I get to tweet from your account?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Thank God,
Okay.
finally.
Okay.
What we learned about the Denver Broncos today?
Oh, what we
football.
learned about logos.
Yes. All right.
So Zach's going to get on your account and say, the current Broncos look is awesome, perfect, and should not be changed.
Yes,
There
yes,
we
and then
go.
I'll
There we
murder
go.
him. I will kill him. Cold-blooded.
Zach's gonna just go on there and say something that's like relatively obvious, but it's gonna do like 1,000 retweets.
There we go. There we go.
It's like the Denver Broncos
Know your brand,
play
right?
football. Just
Yeah.
banger, instant banger.
Zach is the master at like obvious fan service that people just like yes.
They're just yeah.
It's incredible.
He just says a fact, and it was a fact that the world needed.
That's give the people what they want, right?
Exactly. And you discovered that they wanted that, which is awesome. We've got our guy Ryan actually here from Chicago. In Chicago, there's a company called Obvious Shirts.
Oh,
And
yes.
It's exactly what it sounds
It's all
like.
it's just words. Like it's words in Helvetica on a shirt, basically. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I mean,
much it.
As a font knower, I definitely know it's Helvetica.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just words on a shirt, and it hits.
There we go.
Yeah. So
I'm the obvious Captain Obvious.
yeah, you should just start obvious tweets. All right.
Follow me at Zac Stevens. Yeah.
Before we move on, shout out Green Mountain Dental Group, best damn family-owned dentist group in the metro area. If you need any work done, head on up there, just 15 minutes outside of Denver. When you schedule a cleaning, X-ray, and exam, they'll hook you up with a free Sonicare toothbrush over at Green Mountain Dental Group.
And speaking of rebrands, our guys over at Colorado Rugby have rebranded again, but this one is to stay. They're the American Raptors, and you can go check out their games over at Infinity Park. What a great time
Really
to do it. And if you can't get over to the park, you can check all their games out online over at AmericanRaptors.com. You can even get free tickets to the game by doing that. So you can go in person, you can go to their website. Just make sure you get in on this because they are so much fun. It's a really cool idea too. And also you can check out all their coverage over at DNVR.com. So make sure to check out all of your American Raptors coverage at DNVR.com.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on here. As everyone knows, we finish with a draft on Fridays. So today, we are drafting sports logos. The great logo draft. All
NFL logos.
Logos.
Oh, all logos?
I thought we said all logos.
I thought we said all sports logos.
Oh, wow.
So this
I did
is-
not do my
this
research.
is every pro sport. This is college. This is
Oh, my gosh.
yeah.
Wow.
You
Well,
can have
I'm
some
dead.
fun here.
Well, I didn't do enough requisite research. Let's see what happens.
All right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we decided on.
Okay. Not what I but that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, all right. Well, you're just gonna have to deal.
I'll probably still win since I win all of these drafts this year.
Are you
Somehow.
Are you winning them all? I think Romy won.
It's me and our guests.
That's actually crazy. It's the opposite of last year.
It's complete. I don't think I won one last year.
And no guest did either.
Yes, exactly.
It's just me and Mase alternating
Yep.
the whole season.
Yeah.
All right. Our guest always gets number one pick.
Okay, number one pick.
You can say like an era,
Yep.
a specific logo.
Right.
What it has to do though is Kale has to be able to pull it up in a reasonable Google
Oh, I'm
search.
just no. I'm getting like I'm not digging into crates for this one.
I'm just saying that's what it has to fit in. We have to be able to pull the logo up.
Well, great. It's off of the repository of all human knowledge. Okay, let's see if we can do that.
Yes.
Okay, so I can't make something up that never existed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
I never noticed that Google changed their logo until you talked about how bad it used to
It
be.
used to be
Yeah.
yes. It used to be look it up back in the day.
It's not like this one's
Well,
creative.
I remember
though.
what it used to look like, but I never thought it changed.
Yeah. The number one logo for me is. I think it's my favorite logo might be the Bulls.
Oh, okay.
I think like the number one logo is probably the Yankees, but like it doesn't have any resonance for me. I just love the Bulls.
You should not win this with the way you just said. My favorite logo is probably the Bulls. I
Well,
mean, come on, say it with some
Conviction.
Some
Well,
gumption.
this is it. This is my life where in this realm I speak truth. I know all, but I have to talk to the great masses who know nothing and won't agree with me, even though all of you shaking your head, you are wrong.
The Bulls are good.
It's a good
pick.
Does it bother you that upside down
No.
it looks like an alien?
That tells you that
It looks like a robot having sex with a crab.
Yeah,
Wow.
or just reading a book.
Jeez.
That is
No, look at it. Like if you think of it that way and you see it, you will never be able to unsee the robot humping the crab.
fair enough. Fair enough.
But that takes it to another level. That's
Can
another
you-
reason why it's awesome.
Can you type in upside down when you're done with this, Kale?
Yeah, would like to see that.
Oh, it's yeah.
Robot. Oh,
The nostrils become eyes and everything
Yes.
changes.
damn, dude! I always imagined
not
it as
able
like
to
an
see it.
alien that was like landing its spaceship.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Now I'm
That's
just seeing
that's a brand of its own. I mean, they have
Beat-
hats and everything.
bestiality now.
Well, that's tough one. But anyway, if you just think about all of the machinations of the Bulls logo, the gear that comes with it, just the whole everything. Like, it's now that we've worked on the branding for CHGO Bulls, I'm like, God damn, man.
Yeah, it's good.
So sweet.
I mean, with all respect to everything at DNVR and PHNX, I think my favorite design that this company has is the CHGO in the
Script.
old script Bulls.
Yeah, it's
font.
cool.
So good.
Yeah.
Like that is.
But I don't
ju-
wear red.
Yeah, I mean that because I'm also very fond of that early '80s Bulls look with the script.
Oh, it's so good.
Like
Also,
it's just beautiful.
the Bulls like black with the red pinstripes uniform, also just unreal.
They don't have a bad uniform in their bunch.
Yeah, good for them.
The Bulls.
And it helps that they were really good to help build that brand.
But the script Chicago though was
But you're right.
Jordan only wore it for 1 year.
Yeah.
But Jordan wore it.
Like he wore it, but like the script Chicago is like David Greenwood and Reggie Theus and Artis Gilmore. It's Bob Love. It's okay teams, but nothing special
Yep.
to me.
Yep. All right, who's next? I
Looks
guess
like
we're
Zach is.
wrapping our.
It's me.
Oh, are we going backwards or are we
See,
wrapping?
You giving it to me, Kale? All right. I'm going Broncos D. Thank you for saving that. for
Holy
me.
pandaroo.
Yeah.
There is no way that's the best
Yeah,
logo of
yeah,
all time.
yeah.
This is oh man, I am so grossed out that you're gonna win it in this fashion.
I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win in this fashion.
We should have said
Yes.
no
Thank you.
Broncos D.
Thank you. Wow, you do this all the time. I get a good one. You're like, oh, we should have said that. We shouldn't have.
We
done
should have
that.
said you can't pander. Yes. Yes, we should have done that.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
All right, I'm gonna just go for me. I don't care about winning anymore. I just care about morals.
Because you know
Vibes.
you're gonna lose already.
So I'm gonna make all of mine in a theme. So I'm starting with the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Really?
Yes.
That is the 90th ass.
Yes. Yes.
So
Can
you're
we
gonna
pull that up, Kale?
the Vancouver's so if I can, for anybody out there who's thinking about voting on this, who wins? If you pick a logo that's been removed, it
That
was not
shit-
the best logo.
That shit slaps.
No,
Look at
it
that
is-
thing.
yeah.
That is so
Yeah,
dope.
that is good. That's good.
Oh, it's so
intricate.
authentic.
It's the 90s.
It is,
See
but
how-
it's the
see how-
computer
That is,
design.
that is
pointy
the
it is?
classic shirt that someone who wasn't a fan of theirs buys.
100%.
As a retro
yes.
shirt. Yeah.
I could care less about the Vancouver Grizzlies. You throw that baby on a black shirt, I will wear the hell out of
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Make
Yeah,
it
that's
nice
what I
and
picture
big.
it onto. It's got to be a black shirt.
Yep. Black shirt, black jeans.
Yep.
Boom. That's a fit.
All right,
All right.
Mase.
Okay. I'm going with the logo on the hat here. I'm going with the Hartford Whalers.
Does that count as what you were just saying?
Yes, it does. Absolutely does. That's
can't
fine.
win if it
You,
doesn't.
know,
No.
you guys are willing to. You're willing to.
Wait, so
or-
you're saying if it's not a team anymore?
just
or
if
you
the
saying-
if the logo has been replaced in some way, it can't count.
They
So
moved,
then
though.
I couldn't do
if
I
the
couldn't do the
Broncos D.
Broncos D.
No, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying for the people in the crowd
They
making the
shouldn't
decision,
vote for-
you should take into consideration that these logos that people are in love with, the teams that had them fell so far out of love with them that they had to rebrand.
They were
I
just they
see.
were just bad. That's what happened.
Well, I'm
But you
saying
can
that-
have a great logo with a bad team. It
That's
doesn't
what I'm
change.
saying,
Like
but-
the Hartford Whalers were mostly crap.
Look at the hockey
But it's
stick
still a
mouth
beautiful
one. That one's
logo.
So good too.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
That's like
Vineyard Vines.
Vines. dude,
Yeah. Let's go, Vineyard Vines.
Let's not go. Let's not go. Vineyard
Rock
Vines.
that wine shirt, baby.
All right.
Oh,
Back
Pucky!
to
Yeah,
Ma-
Pucky the whale is by that little whale has a name.
Pucky.
Pucky the whale. But here's the thing: they were the New England Whalers, and I actually have a New England Whalers sweater, and it's a W that's got a harpoon through it, but it's got Pucky the whale smiling on the shoulder. So you have the smiling whale, and then on the front of
The
the sweater,
harpooning.
the instrument of the whale's demise.
That's well,
That
Really,
is messed up.
really quick. On a lot of these lists of best logos of all time and best logos current, the Denver Broncos are right. The current logo is right up there. Just so you know, like the national perspective on it, we're harder on it in state than the national. But people love it. In fact, one of them, I don't remember which one it was when I was looking yesterday. It was the #1 logo in the NFL right now.
was
Really?
that was
It's a
that
good thing I didn't Google best sports logo.
yeah was that
Google something completely different.
was that from an article on the DNVR.com that you published?
Yes, it was. It was. Yes.
Top sports logo. #1, Denver Broncos. Endless. That should be a good
Thanks
bit.
for subscribing. Yeah.
We should make graphics of lists and like leave space for 10 things, but only put 10 best players in the NBA.
Yes,
One
yes,
Nikola
yes.
Jokic, nothing else. All right,
I mean,
back
it's
to
my-
Mase.
it's- yeah. You know what? The thing is, I admit I'm going to do a little bit of fan service here because
God.
there
I
are a
can't
couple of
believe you do
logos
that.
that I could
Jeez.
pick that I firmly believe are among the very best, but they are Broncos rivals.
So you're gonna pass on those.
Like, I will pass for. I think the Chiefs Arrowhead logo is as great as there's ever been in terms of representing a franchise, the name, even the name of the stadium.
Is that your pick?
No, it's not my pick. It's old school Bucks, Bucko Bruce.
Nice.
That is a good one.
Serve yourself, Mase.
Yeah.
That's what it's all
That
about.
is a good one.
How can I mean? The art, by the way, it was designed by an editorial and sports cartoonist for the Tampa Tribune named Lamar Sparkman.
We all know that.
And he was tasked with creating a logo that they wanted. They didn't want, they want an Errol Flynn pirate,
So bad.
and they got Bucko Bruce, who's got the hat in the wind. He's biting on a dagger. He's winking while he's biting on a dagger.
That's what they do.
I mean,
that is the toughest logo in sports.
I'll admit he's hot, but
Oh yeah, wink is not very tough.
Dude, biting
You're
on a
winking
dagger?
while you're biting on a dagger. I mean,
That's not
you're-
tough. That's a
you're-
little sexy.
That's like when you
Yeah.
do,
I'm
tongue
turned
catches
on.
it the wrong way. You're bleeding out your mouth.
but that's like what the divers do at Casa Bonita. That's
right.
I think that adds another layer to it.
okay. It's
Although
back to me.
Andy Lindahl mockingly calls it Petey the Pirate. I do not accept Petey the Pirate.
Great choice
slander.
again for the voters. A logo that's been outdated and replaced. Okay, next.
All right, I'll give you another one that has been outdated and replaced. I'm going Nuggets Rainbow Skyline.
Oh,
Oh
Dude,
my
Pand-
gosh, you
Pander Hour.
you were giving me crap.
Pander
for
Hour.
No, that's legitimately my favorite logo of all time.
Pander Hour. Boy, oh boy.
I went with the Grizzlies first just because it seemed like it would cause conversation. But I wanted the Rainbow Skyline #1 overall.
So I'm gonna go with an old school one. I'm surprised you didn't take it. I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles throwback logo with the bird, with the football.
Let me see it. Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yep.
So it's
Dude,
like
It was the late
Old-
Princess Diana's favorite NFL logo.
There we
She
go.
actually would wear a jacket that was Kelly green and had that huge logo on the back.
Every football fan knows this.
Well,
We all know this.
Remember, I'm British, so you
And
know.
also, isn't it pretty much like the American Eagle logo?
Yeah.
you just really
So
like
it just helps spreading the.
Zach
That is
runs
an
the
awesome
American
logo.
Eagle logo, Vineyard Vines.
There's a pattern here.
He's like, is apple pie a logo? I'm gonna go the New York Yankees because I'm not a weird throwback simp like you guys are. The New York Yankees, the most ubiquitous logo in the entire world. It's placed on any number of items all day, every day. You can see it anywhere you walk. Easily the most.
Such a hilarious.
It's easily the best logo. And the one after that, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Penguins because that is the top cartoon style logo that is still in use and will never be changed.
I have the
It's
Orioles.
really good.
Orioles have been changed fairly recently though. They have a throwback feel, but that's actually
Yeah,
new.
they changed, I think, the logo on the cap, right?
Yes.
It's what Cal Ripken Jr. used to hate it. He said it was a funny little duck.
It
Which
does
is part
kinda-
of why for many years they went back, and this was their original logo, went just to a more ornithologically correct Oriole on the hat for a while.
My guy Kale is struggling with the spelling of Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
We don't have to point it out. Lots of people are watching you do it.
For what it's worth, there's an H on the end of that. It is a really good logo. I'll give you that one. I would
The Pittsburgh
also wear
Penguin.
that on a shirt.
I have made like 20 logos based on the Pittsburgh Penguin logo.
Yeah,
I
it's so
love
good.
this logo.
Also, like, it doesn't for no like the triangle like it doesn't even necessarily need to be there, and it just makes
H
it
on
better
Pittsburgh.
Yes, it grounds it. It gives it a silhouette. I just went through the same thing doing the White Sox. They have a diamond behind it, and it helps to like make less irregular shapes that it can be played. Whatever. Yeah, screw you guys.
According to logos-world.net, the 8th best logo, and I just had to bring this one up, is the El Paso Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas.
Oh, here we go again.
Is that Chihuahuas?
Yes, exactly. Yes, which I am not going with, and I'm stuck on where to go with my last. Do I pander all the way?
Oh my God! Go say Rockies, would you please? Or
He's gonna go.
current Broncos logo. Get all-
That's
all
what I was
bases
thinking. You know what?
covered.
I'm doing it. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chihuahuas?
Yes.
You, it's the Chihuahuas.
Yes.
This is it's a bit.
It's a bit.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
long
Callback.
time ago.
This
yes.
has been going on for years.
Oh, okay. I was about to lose my mind.
The Chihuahuas.
That's a bad logo, I'd say.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Man, you guys convinced me to go the current Broncos,
You're so-
current
you're the
Broncos
worst.
logo. Thank you, Kale. Yeah, all right, Mase or Ryan.
All right. I guess I just really like old.
Oh my God!
Basketball.
Hold on. Let me guess. You're going to go with either the Suns or the Raptors from the '90s.
Mother.
Right,
Give me the
yeah.
'90s Raptors, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good. I didn't think you were gonna get it.
It's impressive.
'90s Raptors, big old Raptor,
Yeah,
Dude.
purple.
super like what's the word I'm looking for? Garish.
Very garish,
Yeah.
very gauche. The '90s were a very gauche time when it comes to sports design.
Imagine this thing on a shirt. Ooh.
You don't have to
It
imagine.
was.
It's
It,
still
it
available.
was like
It's currently available.
Also, that was a jersey. The
And
whole
it-
thing
and
was
it-
on
the whole
it.
word-
and it
yeah.
fit everyone. Kids loved it. Adults loved it.
So do you want to know?
I don't know that adults loved
Adults didn't love it.
That
Okay.
Look at that, dude. I'm an adult. I love
it.
that.
There's a reason why they changed. And it was-
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And same with the Bucky the Brucko or whatever. Anyway,
Bucko Bruce.
but here's what happened in the 90s. So in the 90s, technology ruined our lives. In the printing industry, they figured out how to do something called dye supplemental printing. Or dye sublimated printing.
Okay, will you
where
buy me
could-
that shirt upper left
you
corner
could
real quick?
print over the entire uniform, so it wasn't just patch based. So they they lost their minds. They were like, "What if it wrapped around and it was a dinosaur that was eating?" all these
Remember
things
what-
down.
Look at that, dude. The dinosaur's coming out of the shirt.
Yeah.
dude.
And he's dunking down.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Remember
That's
what
how
the
high he was.
sublimated dye did to the Philadelphia 76ers?
Yes,
There was one year where Barkley wore this this may be the worst uniform in NBA history. It's like Philadelphia Sixers, and there are all these stars coming off the front, across the front.
Dye sublimation. Bad times, USA.
It's the worst uniform I've ever seen.
Hated
All right.
that dye sublimation.
So tough.
Well, since I know I'm not going to win, since I know I'm not winning,
the worst part is I'm not going to win
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Stupid Zach is going to win,
So-
and I'm going to dunk his head in the
you.
toilet.
I'm just gonna go for quality of design.
Is that a threat?
The most perfect
Yes.
logo, the most perfect
promise.
logo in baseball. The Milwaukee Brewers ball and glove.
The old school one.
Well, they've gone back to
I
it
like this
a
one.
little bit
I like this
modified,
one.
but
The MB.
you got the M, you got the B, you got the baseball in the middle of the
And the
glove.
glove. I'm with you. That's a
It's
great.
simple. It makes sense.
It's a great design.
Yeah.
It's
But
a great
what-
design.
where's
They
like
were
the-
so smart to go back to
It
that.
needs like purple or lightning or something.
Could the glove be on fire?
Well, it's funny for you.
Where's the turquoise?
Well, for 20
Fire
years
ice.
they tried to lean into Brewers and they had like a wheat stalk
that sucked.
below the M,
That's
and then they started wearing the throwbacks on Friday nights, and they realized that the throwback, kind of like with the D with the Broncos, they realized the throwback merchandise was selling a ton.
It's so good that
Yeah.
you could just miss entirely that it says MB.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't even see the B. I didn't
Wow.
even know there
B
was
is
an
the
S.
ball.
See, this is my
So
favorite.
now I
This is
like
my
it.
favorite part of people looking at logos, and they're like, "See, look at this super obvious thing," and people are like, "What?" And you're like,
Yeah, I
God
didn't see
damn
it
it.
at all.
He's like, I thought it was just a glove.
There's
Yeah,
also like
definitely what I thought.
there have been some enterprising sports fans in Wisconsin who have come up with a design where the top of the glove is a W, like for Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin. The B is still there, and instead of the baseball, there's a Green Bay Packer logo. Unfortunately, Milwaukee Bucks are left out of this. But that is a very popular shirt among Wisconsin fans.
Interesting.
the
So
deal.
Yeah, like-
speaking of
that's like-
simple,
Yeah.
Why didn't
Yeah.
Why didn't no one go the Dallas Cowboys?
That's usually the number one for me. It's too simple.
For me too.
For
Me too.
Ryan, it's
Yeah.
about 20,000 times too simple.
How would it look
for
like
Mase,
4 times oversized on a T-shirt?
Right. And Mace's
looked
problem with it
boring
is
as
that
hell.
none
Yeah.
of the monarchy in England has any feelings on it, so it's out,
Yeah.
out.
And for me, it doesn't have Broncos in it. So,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
No, Dallas Cowboys widely regarded as the best logo. I don't care for it. It's too simple for me.
What was your if we had a fourth round? Where would you guys have gone? Because
Maybe like the throwback Rockets logo.
I was gonna because I was trying to once I realized Zach is gonna win no matter what.
Thank
I
you.
just said screw it. If I was thinking about fan service, I would have chosen the old Quebec Nordiques logo.
I was thinking about that and Maxi Minor.
Yeah, I love the Nordiques because the whole thing is Quebec was the northernmost city in hockey at the time. That's why. So it's an igloo representing being the North. You got the hockey stick, you got the puck. But I will say this, and I mentioned this on Saturday on Twitter, or a few days ago on Twitter. I absolutely despise the shirts that say Colorado Avalanche and have the Nordiques logo.
Oh,
That is logo appropriation. And yes, I know the Avalanche
reverse
wore
retro.
that. I know they wore that for reverse retro. Okay, but that is a Nordiques logo. That is not an Avalanche
What if I-
logo. Like, and they do this with the Carolina Hurricanes.
You can't take it with you, Mace.
You can
That team
buy
is dead.
a
You can't take it
Carolina.
with
You can buy a Carolina Hurricane shirt that has a Whalers logo.
Yeah.
It is an atrocity. Look, if you wore, I've lived in Seattle
Whalers
enough
are
to know this.
affected by hurricanes.
If you wore an Oklahoma City Thunder shirt with a Sonics logo into a bar in Seattle, I do believe you would get your ass kicked.
Not in Seattle. No,
Awesome.
you'd get a lot of passive aggressive comments.
There are
from you.
enough old school places where there would be one drunk person who'd say, "Take that shit off now."
It sounds like it would be you.
I want,
It does. It
I
does.
want a
It's a
I
good
should have
shirt.
worn my Seattle Sonics stuff
I want
today.
a shirt that has a baseball bat on it, but it's the old Colorado Rockies logo, and it says Colorado Avalanche.
How do we get Broncos involved?
We don't.
We don't, because there's that love triangle of the Colorado Rockies were a hockey team, now they're a baseball team, now we have our own hockey team
Yeah.
called Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
I want them
I
all
like that.
involved in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
T-shirt.
Dude, it is hilarious though. The reverse retros the Avalanche just had that with the Nordiques jerseys, and they were just fully emblazoned with the fleur de lis. You're
Yes.
like, oh yes, our rich
Our
French history here in Denver, Colorado.
We love French onion soup
In
and
Maroon-
French fries.
I mean, why can't they just wear the throwback? Why did they have to put it in Avs colors? Why did they have to It's logo appropriation.
It's just like the black rainbow skyline. Like it's dope.
Yeah, but they're still the Denver Nuggets.
That's true.
It's true. No, it's true. It is rubbing it in the faces of our great
sold-
friends in Canada.
The only place
that
it
we
sold
stole them.
more than in Denver was in Quebec.
Yeah. It's
So,
true.
There you go. They were in on it. too.
Self-loathing
The jerseys
Nordiques.
at least did not say Colorado Avalanche. Like I could live with those. The problem I have was you had a shirt and it was somebody in the Broncos box that had a shirt that said Colorado Avalanche and the Northeast logo. I'm like, that never happened. That never happened. That is a Quebec. Just make a shirt that says Quebec Nordiques.
Dude, did you think that the end of the show would be my arrival and talking about art?
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Does Mase just spontaneously combust? This is incredible.
It's been bothering me.
Oh, it does?
ever
We hadn't
since-
noticed.
It hit me with the Whalers and the Hurricanes last year. I'm like, this shouldn't exist.
Incredible.
How does everyone in Connecticut feel about this?
They don't care. That's the answer.
I don't know about that.
All right. I think we're done here.
As a show?
Yeah. We're gonna call it.
This is the last one?
Yeah, we're gonna call it. No.
Pulling up stakes on the three-ring circus.
If
We
you
just
guys
had
didn't,
so many unsubscribes right
this
now.
was like around the horn, and Mace won, so then he got to do his rant. Now the show is over. Happy Friday, everyone. Enjoy. I really hope to see you here tomorrow, along with
Yes.
every other person.
Oh my
in
God.
Denver.
So many high fives to be delved.
So many high
Give it up.
fives.
Give it
Wear
up.
your best 90s basketball shirt, and we can compare. All right, that is going to wrap it up for us today. We will catch you guys next week on the DNVR Broncos podcast.